Adam? Are you okay?
How are you even possible?
Hey everybody, welcome to Everything's Plastic. Today we have another Masters of the Universe Revelation Masterverse action figure review, and this is Savage He-Man, and it actually includes Orko, which is fantastic. I love Orko. I think the little guy is pretty awesome. I'm actually a pretty big fan of the Masterverse series. I think it's a pretty awesome toy line. I think Mattel is doing a really good job with these. But enough talking, let's take a quick look at the side of the packaging. This box is pretty big, so I'll turn it sideways. Give you guys a quick look at the side of the packaging. We have He-Man here, we have Orko. We have awesome artwork of He-Man on the back. There is a quick read up on the back there if you guys want to pause now and give it a quick read. We'll look at some other figures in the wave. So we have Savage He-Man, Festo, Andra, Triclops, Faker, Scareglow, and Stinkor. These here are actually deluxe figures, being the Savage He-Man, Triclops, and Faker. Other than that, on this side we just have Savage He-Man, Masterverse on top, barcodes, and all that good stuff on the bottom. That's pretty much it for packaging. I'll be right back with these figures out of the package so we can have a closer look. We have everything out of the package. For accessories, this guy comes with a battle axe, which is pretty cool. I would actually love it, man, if this was like more of a silver or a different color gray. It's a very light colored gray, which, not saying it doesn't look realistic. The sword is a bit more metallic, and I would like to see this a bit more metallic as well. I like the overall design of this axe. I think it looks pretty awesome. Just wish they painted it, just to make it a little bit more realistic. He also comes with his sword, which is pretty cool. We can see that it's silver and metallic here. Just a flat gray plastic right here. Pretty cool detail in that overall. I like the overall design. And he did sculpt out the handle a little bit. He also comes with this pretty awesome spear. You have this glossy paint on it, and you do have some rope wrapped around here, which is a pretty cool detail. They do have a little bit of detail on the handle too, just to mix it up a little bit. For some reason my camera don't want to focus tonight. Overall, pretty cool detail on this one. I think it's awesome. He also comes with two gripping hands, which is always good. Let's have a closer look at Orko. I think this guy looks pretty cool overall. Really like how it always look. We get really close there. It's a little details in his eyes. See some cool detail on his hat here. Like the overall design. Do have some texturing in his scarf, or whatever you want to call it there. And his robe is not just a plain piece of plastic. It does look pretty cool. This guy has very limited articulation, but I'll take a few seconds to go over articulation. So for his arms, he does have one joint here. No other articulation, just his head, which go all the way around. It's on a dumbbell joint here, so you get pretty decent range of motion out of that. For his arms, it actually goes up this far and does go all the way around. Obviously, it's going to be restricted by this scarf piece here, which is a pretty hard plastic, but his arms are really gummy. Movement for this one is kind of weird. The option for the articulation is there nonetheless. It comes with a stand. The stand is pretty cool. It has a little joint here, spins around, back and forth. Doesn't spin around up here, but it does go back and forth. And this stand actually just pops in, like so. And like I said, you can move them around, you can put them whatever way you want to put them. I think that's pretty cool. Alright, moving on to He-Man, or Adam, whatever you want to call it. So overall, this guy looks pretty good. I love all the wash and everything that they put in. Really brings out the detail. I think this is a pretty cool sculpt overall. So the dude is covered in dirt, which is pretty weird because his face is clean and his hair is pretty clean as well. But the rest of his body, they did a little wash in all the crevices. So this guy looks filthy, looks dirty overall. I think they should have carried on with black wash, applied it to his face, and maybe did a wash on his hair to give it a dirtier appearance. It would just make the figure more consistent overall. That's just a minor detail, me nitpicking the crap out of it like I normally do. But that being said, this guy does look pretty cool. Pretty decent sculpt. This guy actually feels pretty decent too. So that's pretty much it for a closer look. Let's go over articulation. So for his head, say it goes down this far, back this far. Obviously it's going to be restricted by his hair. Have very little side to side. You do have a floor rotation as well. The shoulders go up this far, all the way around. There is a bicep swivel. There is double jointed pinless elbows, which look fantastic. Pretty decent range of motion out of those as well. For his wrist, it goes back and forth and all the way around. One minor gripe that I'm picking up on so far, when they did this wash, they actually got it into the joints, and you can see here the other joint is actually pretty stuck, and I'm going to heat it up a little bit, see if I can actually break it loose. But yeah, a lot of the wash is actually into the joints as well. In my opinion, is a tad bit sloppy. We can see it up here too, spilled over. It's all minor stuff, not that big of a deal. There is a diaphragm joint there too, which is a ball joint. and that actually goes back this far, forward this far. You got some side to side. You can't get a full rotation, but it does go over to the side this far, over to the side that far as well. You get a full rotation. His legs come out to pretty much a complete split. His legs go forward this far, back this far. There is double jointed knees, an awesome range of motion there. The upper thigh cut. There's a boot cut, or a cut below his knee, whatever you want to call it. His ankles go back this far, forward this far, and you have your rocker joint there. You get a full rotation, and he actually has 2 pegs on the bottom there as well. So overall, pretty decent articulation from this Savage He-Man figure. Alright, let's switch out those hands. Let's get some gripping hands on this guy so we can start putting some weapons in his hands. These pull out relatively easy. I'm saying that, and I'm struggling with this one. Alright, we have some gripping hands on this one. So obviously, I'm going to start off with the sword. Here we have a sword in his hand. Pretty big sword actually. I like it. This figure actually reminds me more of a Conan figure than a He-Man figure, which is still pretty cool. So put his axe in his hand as well if you want to have 2 weapons. This axe is actually pretty massive, man. It's awesome. Want to have 1 single weapon? Here he is with his axe in his hand as well. And this is how I'm probably going to display the guy. I really like the appearance of him with this spear in his hand. I think it actually suits the character a bit more. Put 2 hands on this one if we really want to. Looks pretty awesome. I think the spear is my favorite weapon. The sword is awesome. The axe, mixed feelings on the axe. Like I said, it looks cool. I just think it's a bit too big. Alright, for comparisons, we'll just do a comparison to a few other figures in the line. Here we have Wave 1 He-Man, which is the original He-Man of the Revelation series. See that Savage He-Man is a tad bit taller. I think most of his body is pretty much the same sculpt. From the knee joint down, his bottom part of his leg seemed a tad bit longer, so it actually makes him a little tiny bit taller. Not a whole lot, but he is taller nonetheless. Pretty much the same size as Mossman, and a tad bit taller than Skeletor if Skeletor was standing upright. Just being a little bit taller than most of the figures in the line so far. Pretty awesome looking line, pretty awesome looking figures. That pretty much wraps up our unboxing and figure review. I would rate the full set as an 8.5 out of 10. If I had to rate 2 of these figures separately, I would give Orko a 9 and Savage He-Man a 8 out of 10. I like the overall design. I think the sculpt of the body is pretty awesome. Whatever they used to give him a dirty appearance is not even, and they actually got it into all the joints and everything else, so some of the joints are really sticky. And like I previously mentioned too, the rest of his body is dirty, but his face and his hair are almost completely clean. Just a minor detail, but like I said, it kind of takes away from the figure a little bit. His body is massive and his head is actually pretty small as well. So, I mean, Orko looks pretty awesome. He's kind of an accessory as opposed to an actual figure. That's just my opinion on it though. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my score out of 10. Let me know what you think of our review. And if you had to rate this set out of 10, what would you give it? I'm yet to watch Season 2 of Masters of the Universe Revelation. I somewhat enjoyed the first season. I was told that Season 2 is way better, and it actually brings the series around a bit. So I am looking forward to actually watching Season 2. Just gotta find the time. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you like our review, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, that subscribe button is there as well. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Keep collecting and stay safe.